Hello and welcome back to another Hothead 444 MOC video. Haven't done one of these in a while, but today we're taking a look at this MOC that I made here. A vehicle that kind of resembles the Dieselnaut and the Batman combo vehicle from 2017 and 2018. But yeah, this is a MOC vehicle for the Forbidden 5. Since they don't actually use vehicles in the show, I thought I'd make one for them myself. So, let's get into it. Now, just taking you through each of the seats for where the Forbidden 5 sit. Up front, we have Zarkt in his vehicle. Here, we have Noct and Rox. Can't really see them there, so we'll open this up. Yeah, this cockpit's difficult to open, unfortunately, but there they are. So we'll just close that. And up top, we have Drix in his part of the vehicle. And out the back, she's difficult to see, but there's Kerr. So let's now split the vehicles up. So first we're going to disconnect the arms of Kerr's mech here, just by unclipping the clips from the red bar pieces in there. It's difficult to do while holding the camera. There we go. Got that done. So, bit of reconstruction there, unfortunately. Like I said, it's difficult with one hand. The legs are easy to come out since they're not clipped in, they're just being held by cross pegs. And we'll just take that off with the hinge piece from the back. There's a bit of reconstruction with her mech, but there we go. Take the weapon off, just by unclipping that. Oh great. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. While this may be pre-recorded, at least it's easily fixable, and I've rearranged Kerr's mech as well. So simply give her her weapon, and boom. She now has a complete mech for herself. So, let's disconnect Drix's jet, his spiky bug-like jet, or aircraft in this case, really, I don't know. So that's disconnected, so we simply fold up the wings, and boom. So putting that to the side, we now head to the front, where we disconnect Zarkt's tank, which is held by 4 Technic pins. So we simply disconnect that. There we go. Move that to the side as well. And now we disconnect Rox's bike from in here, so we simply lift up the back cockpit, lift up this entire assembly, pull these 2 things down, and the bike simply rolls out. And boom. Now we simply fold these back up, put this down again, and put the windshield down. And boom. We have 5 complete vehicles for the 5. Starting with Noct's tank-like car. This is a beast of a vehicle here. So the colour scheme is mainly dark blue with hints of red throughout and translucent red. Unfortunately, these wheels kind of buckle under the weight, so the Technic pins have to be put back in every so often. But yeah, that's the other side of the car, which looks similar. Unfortunately though, because of the Technic pins there for Zarkt's vehicle to connect, the front wheels don't actually touch the ground in both forms, which does suck, but oh well. Bit of Technic there. Taking a look at the front of the vehicle, it's very hollow and open, unfortunately, so that does get covered up when they combine, but anyway. There's Noct, you can't really see him in there until you lift this up. You can either open these both up or just yank the entire thing up. But there's Noct in there with a blue steering wheel. And that's what it looks like, completely opened up. So there's definitely room in there. And if you don't want Rox's bike in there, this can be used as a small prison as well, if you want to. But yeah, he sort of sits up there. It's got a nice control set up there. Just, yeah, unfortunately that does happen. But just take him out there. You can see that his seating area is decently sized. But anyway, let's put him back in. And it does work with his cape, by the way. So that is good. Very helpful. So just closing the cockpit back up again. And we can come around here. We do have 4 spring-loaded shooters in red, so I can fire those off. Thankfully I didn't lose those. But yeah, there's 2 more on the other side. Kind of resembled the face of Noct as well on the side there. But there's the Technic pins to attach Drix's jet up there and Kerr's legs down there, or her mech. But we can open this up, and this is where you keep the Forbidden Five's weapons. All of them. And there's also a flick-fire missile and another spring-loaded shooter for Drix's jet and Noct's car. But anyway, we can open this up, and there's room for both of Drix's sickles, Kerr's axe, Zark's flail, and both swords from the siblings. So yeah. But, even more, it's difficult to get out, but when you can, there's actually something else in here too. And that is a bin for ammo. So there's studs, tiles, and everything for Drix, Zark, and Kerr. So that's nice. Anyway, you can shove that all the way back there. And there we go. And now put the weapons in there too. And they all slide in perfectly. And then you can close the back part up. There's also a golden clip there for Kerr's axe. Her mech axe, that is. And yeah. Rox's bike is by far the smallest vehicle of the 5 of them, but it makes sense because she's the smallest. But I reckon I captured her element and personality in this thing. Well, maybe not her element, but she never uses it. But the gold teeth kind of resemble her mask there. This bike is mainly dark brown, similar to her brown coloured in the show. It rolls really nicely too. And yeah, for those of you curious, there's the underside. But yeah, this is a small little bike and it's really good. Zark's tank is my personal favourite of the lot, because I reckon it captures him really nicely. Unfortunately, you have to be on carpet for the... oh, God. Yeah, don't have the guns on top of the tank treads. Unfortunately, the treads are too loose and you can't take one off to make them tighter, otherwise it will break. So, I mean, if you lift it up slightly, the tank treads do move. But anyway, this is what it looks like from the front, and you can open this up to reveal a cannon as well. The colour scheme being dark green, black, gold and purple, oh, and red, really fits Zark as well. And I included gold chains around everywhere as well to kind of match his minifig. Speaking of which, this is where he sits, in here, with a translucent red windshield. But just taking him out, there he is. You can see his seating area in there. He has a printed console and room to stand. Since his minifig can't sit, he has to stand in there. But, makes sense. So just whacking him in there, and you can actually see him through the red windshield, which looks nice. You can't as much when you close it up like this, but it still works. He can see out, that's the main thing. But moving this to the side, we have more locks here as well, which kind of goes with his theming as well. And we have 2 6-stud shooters with complete red studs, so can fire those all off. And lose a dozen or 2 of them. So that's nice, but thankfully, I didn't lose any. They're all right there. But yeah, just gathering those up here. We can go around to the back, and there are the 4 pins to connect to Noct's car. And also, there is a small jail cell in there. So there's room to capture 1 minifig, so he could use this to capture Zarkar, one of Raz's ancestors, back from that flashback in Season 2. And here is Drix's aircraft here, which I honestly think looks pretty good. So, Drix having an aircraft makes sense since he's, well, bug-themed and all that. Kind of got spikes everywhere throughout this thing. We have spikes where Kerr's mech connects, there's 2 and mech fingers on the wings, and there are a few cone pieces as well. So we can open this cockpit up, which can fit Drix with his hat, which is great. We have a joystick and a printed console in there for him. And quite spacious too, which is nice. We kind of have the red translucent teeth here, which act as bug eyes, which kind of look cool. We also have 4 stud shooters in gold, 2 on either side, and those can be fired off. So, if I can fire them off without breaking something. There we go. There's 1 and there's 2. So yeah, there are also 2 more on that side, but I won't shoot them. We also have engine intakes and 2 flick fire missiles. Unfortunately, I can't actually flick fire them, but there we go. That's something. We also have the two short swords, the ones that were used in the Tournament of Saucers minifigs, on the ends there. But towards the back, we have some clips and bars for Kerr's mech to connect to. Not to mention the 2 pins where Noct's car would connect to this. Well, this would connect to Noct's car, but yes. We have the aforementioned spikes everywhere. And yeah, that's pretty much it with Drix's aircraft. Now last and not least, Kerr's mech. Now, I kind of based her mech off of her minifigure, actually, which explains why one arm is tan and the other is dark orange, but yeah, there's her axe. She also can connect to the Nexonite's battle suits. Well, not the battle suits themselves, but the attachments. Anyway, we can open up her cockpit, and it's the same mech cockpit that the battle suits use, except that, well, Kerr's the only one that can actually fit in one of these. We have some ball joints down here. You can also see that her colour scheme continues as well. Got some dark orange, brown, light tan. Here's the tan arm with some red in it as well up top. Got hinge pieces. She also has dark orange on this arm with a bit of tan. She also has a console in the mech. And the dark red jumper piece kind of resembles her belt as well. But anyway, we also have dark brown and grey on the feet, as it topples over. But this is kind of the best pose I reckon I can think of to sell the articulation of this thing without using both hands, because holding the camera with one of them. But yeah, we have hinge joints, we have a ball joint for the hand and both shoulders. We have a waist joint as well, down there. And we also have big ball joints for the hips, hinges for the knees rather, and ankle joints have mixer ball joints. Actually, I stand corrected, the cockpit is a different one from Marvel. But here are the 2 stud shooters that you would have seen earlier. And yeah, that's basically it. Anyway, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stuck through my rambles about my vehicle I made. But that'll be it, and like and subscribe. Ciao.